What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me today. As a big advocate of college basketball historian, love my basketball, especially college hoops in particular. I wanted to take time out in this video to look at some of the most impactful freshman seasons that we've seen over the last few decades, more so the last 20 years or so. Can't go back too far now. I'm really only focusing on players that I saw play with my own eyes. And I know there's going to be a lot of debate and a lot of comments, and I get it. These may not be the top freshmen of all time, but I'm looking at impact, cultural impact, impact on campus, the program before they came, the program after they came. We really got to look at it. With no further ado, this is part one. Let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
I know bias being from North Carolina, but when this guy came in during the 2009-2010 season, took the nation by storm. He was a part of Coach John Calipari's first elite class with those Kentucky Wildcats. There was Eric Bledsoe, there was Boogie Cousins, of course, but the crown jewel, that man John Wall, man. When John Wall hit the scene, it was too much for colleges, man. The speed, the athleticism, the size at 6'4", 6'5" at the one. The speed, did we already say that? Blazing down the court. The tight handle, nobody could stay in front of him. He was catching bodies in the paint. He was shooting the rock. He was doing all types of playmaking, throwing all types of behind the backs and alley-oops. When John Wall came to Kentucky, he took Big Blue Nation by storm. And they were the blueprint of what would be Kentucky basketball even to this day. High-flying, speed kills. John Wall was that guy at Kentucky. Wall was the National Freshman of the Year and the Associated Press and coach's pick for SEC Player of the Year. Bro was out there going silly, and the North Carolina Tar Heels, Chapel Hill, UNC, whatever you want to call them, for them sleeping on John Wall and not getting him there is ridiculous. I don't know if the story about Tyler Hansbrough on the recruitment trip was true or not, but that was a damn shame letting him get out of state. But John Wall was out there getting busy. He took the nation by storm. Next up, we got to look at a big man who was linked to Kevin Durant for years, especially their freshman year and the year that followed in the NBA draft. We talking before the knee injuries. That man, Greg Oden at Ohio State. Let's not forget, he led the Buckeyes to the national championship game. Him and Mike Conley was doing work. He averaged 15 points, 9 rebounds a game. He holds the distinction of being the first freshman to ever win National Defensive Player of the Year because he was sending everything into the second row. He averaged 3.3 blocks a game. And you think about the post work, man. He got you on that block. It was going to be a long night. The physicality, the tools, the build, the footwork, the skill, the patience, the strength. Greg Oden was everything you wanted in a big man at that time. He was getting busy, drawing double teams, triple teams. It didn't matter. He was an unstoppable force, and he dominated college basketball when he was there. They lost to that damn Florida team, and you can't, back-to-back champions, one of the greatest teams ever, so you can't really knock him for that. But Greg Oden, before the knees, was a force in college basketball, man. The big fella was getting busy. Speaking of John Calipari, we talked about one guard he coached, but we got to talk about a guy that he had before that in Memphis. The pride of Simeon, biggest thing coming out of Chicago at the time. Third generation Simeon greatness, you know what I'm saying? You talk about Benji, You talk about Jabari, and then you talk about D Rose, Chicago zone legend. Bro, when he got to Memphis, oh my word. You talk about athleticism and explosion. I know everybody was geeking off of Chris Douglas Roberts, but Derrick Rose was a major reason they got to the championship game. And there were only a few free throws made from making the history of for John Calipari. But they could not finish the deal against Kansas and Mario Chalmers. We remember how that ended. But he averaged 14.9, basically 15 points a game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, another all-around athlete. Just got it done from every area, mid-range. He was attacking the cup. He was the athleticism, the speed, the burst. College kids wasn't ready for no D Rose. He came on like a grown. He was already built like a grown man, attacking that cup, going through the lane like a running back. Had the Memphis Tigers rolling all the way to the championship game as a freshman. Then went on to become the number 1 pick, deservingly so. 3 years later, he was the MVP of the league. Stop playing with him. Derrick Rose was like driving a Ferrari or something on the basketball court, man. Just the speed, the change of gear, the handle, his being able to weave in and out of traffic. Like, bro, Derrick Rose was a spectacle. He was something special that came through. When you talk about pure college buckets, one of the best lefties I've ever seen, repping PG County, Michael Beasley, your favorite player's favorite player, getting busy at Kansas State, man. Him and Billy Walker was putting in work. When I'm talking about Michael Beasley, the Big 12 had to deal with Kevin Durant, and then the next season, Michael Beasley came through there. I'm talking about giving out stone cold buckets. Whoever was on him, he was giving everybody 30. You get 30, you get 30, your mama get 30. He was handing out 30 balls like Oprah handing out gifts at her show, bro. I'm talking about Beasley was going bonkers. 3-point, mid-range, off the dribble, make you dance with me, please. Attacking the basket. Elite athleticism at that point, man. I'm talking just burst. Going up top over defenders, catching alleys. Man, he had Kansas State on his back before they lost to OJ Mayo and them boys. I'm talking about, bro. Beasley was different. I mean, seriously, it ain't too many like that that's ever done come through. He set a Big 12 season record by averaging 26 a game. He broke Durant's record of 25.8. He finished with 13 30-point games, the most of any Big 12 player in a season, also topping Durant, who had 11. He had 28 double-doubles that set a freshman record. He was eating the glass up like Pac-Man, yo. I'm talking, Beasley was a monster. He was different. That was, hey, I encourage y'all, if y'all don't, hey, out of anybody out of this list, John Wall too, but like Michael Beasley, I sometimes find myself watching his highlights at Kansas State and just in awe. Like, that dude was different. Rounding out the list for part 1, we got to talk about a national champion who had Durham going crazy. The Cameron Crazies was going crazy. They won the national championship. Y'all remember the Duke starting 5 haircut, the taper? The taper is still vapor. It's still around right now, bro. It's crazy, but another Chicago kid, man, and he ain't the last one that we gonna talk about, but that might be for part 2. But we gotta talk about the big man, the big fella, Jahlil Okafor. When you talk about dominant in the post on that block, the footwork, the gather, the patience, the finishing ability, the strong hands, keeping the ball high, like, bro, footwork was polished. He had the touch, be able to bank it off the backboard. You know what I'm saying? He had the little floater, little jump shot in his bag where he could bank it. But when Okafor was on that block and they threw it into him, man, the pressure never bothered him. He was a monster scoring the ball. One of the best scoring bigs at that time, man. Even had a pretty solid rookie year in the NBA. But when you talk about fundamentally sound footwork, like, yo, you throw it in the paint, Tyus, Justice Winslow, them boys throw that rock in the paint, they know they can get a guaranteed bucket. 'Cause he's going the spin move too, bro. I don't know if it was a hook or not, but that spin move was ferocious. He used to hit them bigs with. He blow right by you, go up and under with the fillet lay, the reverse. Hey, Okafor was good money. He was a first team All American. He was the ACC Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year. He was the first rookie ever in the ACC to be the Player of the Year and was a finalist for basically every National Player of the Year award. Like, he was going crazy. He averaged 17 points per game, 8 rebounds, a block, and an assist. That season, he led Duke in points per game, rebounds, blocks, and made field goals and field goal percentage and free throw attempts, man, because he was getting hacked. But Jahlil Okafor at Duke was different. You thought, man, just old school big man, bro, could just finish. You get on that block, the footwork, the patience, the back to the basket. Hey, he was a problem in that paint, I'm telling you. Whew. And that Duke starting 5 cut still resonates to this day. But Okafor, the only player that we mentioned so far that has a championship under his belt. So respect to him getting it done as a freshman. They were that last team to start 3 freshmen like that and win a national title. You don't see a whole lot of national title teams starting multiple freshmen nowadays. Sometimes, yeah, of course, but starting 3 freshmen, nah, they was going crazy that year. So shout out to them. Anyways, that's a wrap for part 1. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments about the list so far, the accolades. Do y'all remember any of these players? Holler at your boy. Let me know what y'all think. That's a wrap for us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for all the latest, and also join the membership because part 2 might be a members exclusive. We thinking about it. I'm going to keep y'all posted on that. But hey, till next time, we out.